Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Vicky, and in today's video we are going to be talking about habits that help me turn myself into the best version of myself and into the healthiest version of myself. So I'm going to show you guys a few habits that you can implement into your day-to-day life. In only a few days you are going to notice a difference, and you're gonna love me for it, I promise. If you like those tips and you like this video, please like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot. Before I start talking about the habits, we have to make something very clear. And that is the most important thing about setting habits and being the best version of yourself is your mindset. If you want to implement new habits into your life or change your life, you have to have a reason. You have to have a why. Why do you want to change something? Because if you don't have a why, you will always think about, why should I even be doing this? Because to change your life and to be healthy, it is not easy. You're gonna have to make some decisions that you don't want to do. For me, for example, my why is I have been going to the gym for a few years now. I was an athlete, I was always an active person. I didn't really focus on my nutrition because I was moving a lot, I was burning my calories, so I said, okay, I might as well just eat whatever I want. But when I got serious about making changes in the gym, I was training hard but still not focusing on my nutrition. I couldn't see me making a difference. So that's when I said, okay, I want to change my nutrition. That's my why, because I'm going to the gym, but I don't see the results. My other why was I had a lot of gut issues. Like, I was bloated all the time. I had pain. Sometimes it didn't even matter what I was eating. It was horrible. I felt so bad. And that was when I knew I had my whys and I knew what habits I want to do to change stuff. Okay guys, so now that we have the right mindset, we have our whys, I'm going to tell you the habits that are going to change your life. Those habits are not like big decisions. Those are small decisions you have to make every day and you will see improvement in your life. The first one, we're going to start with the biggest and the most important one. Keep the promises you make to yourself. I know, we heard it a million times on the internet, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Everybody tells us how important it is to keep the promises we make to ourselves. We hear it so much because it's true. Imagine one of your friends tells you, let's go to the gym tomorrow at 6 a.m. We're gonna meet at the gym and we're gonna hit the session. And the next morning, you wake up, you go there and your friend's not there. Your friend's like, oh no man, I wanted to sleep longer. I didn't have the energy, I didn't feel like it. What are you gonna think about that friend that doesn't show up? Just imagine you make promises to friends and you always cancel. How does that make you feel about the other person? Or what do you think the other person is going to think about you if you're that person? Keep the promises you make to yourself. This is so important. I cannot stress this enough. At the beginning, when I was starting to implement this habit, I heard a quote in a podcast and he said, take the emotion out of the decision. Yes, emotions are very important for our life, for our survival and whatever, but sometimes your brain and your thoughts are not your friend. So take the emotion out of the decision, because of course maybe in the moment you do not want to go on that walk. You don't want to eat the healthy meal, but in the long run it's gonna be so rewarding if you keep this promise to yourself. And you're gonna feel so much better about yourself because you kept that promise and you know that when you need to, when you have to, you are going to show up for yourself. I myself had issues with this because I would be laying in bed, did not want to move a single muscle in my body, and I started to implement the 5-second rule. I told myself whatever the thing was I was procrastinating, just do it for 5 seconds. You can divide the thing you want to do in small steps. For example, you're laying in bed, you're doom scrolling, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. You ask yourself, can I put my phone away? I mean, yeah, that's simple enough. You can put your phone away, so you put your phone away. The next step is, can I get out of bed? Of course you can. You get out of bed every morning. And then the next step would be, can I put on shoes? Of course you can put on shoes. It's easy, those little steps. And if you keep doing those little steps, you don't even know it and you're out of the door on your walk. Okay, so the second habit I want to be talking about is daily movement. And I don't mean you have to hit the gym 6 or 7 times a week. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about daily movement in the form of walking, of stretching. Our bodies are not made to sit on the desk for 8 to 9 hours and go lay in bed for 10 hours. We were made to move. If we think back in time, we used to hunt and gather. We used to be on our feet all the time. So maybe start to implement as a daily movement just to hit a few steps a day. And I don't mean you have to start with the 10,000 steps. 10,000 steps is not as easy as people make it sound, and I get it. Some people don't have the time, especially not every day, especially not people that work a lot. Wake up 15 minutes earlier and go on a 10 to 15 minute walk. That is going to do wonders for your mental health, for your immune system, for your energy levels, for everything. everything. And then, for example, after lunch, in your lunch break, you can also invest another 10 to 15 minutes to walk. Then you already have half an hour over the day. Before the sun sets, go out and move a little bit more. Try to normalize that you're moving throughout the day and not sitting on the desk the entire day and then hit gym session for 1 hour and that's it. I mean, that's also good. Go hit the gym. That's not what I'm talking about. But if we're honest, if you go to the gym but you don't move a centimeter outside of the gym, you're not healthy. I'm sorry, but I have to be real with you guys, that's not healthy. For example, how I like to do it, I like to go on a morning walk because morning sunlight also has some benefits for your health, for your hormone levels. So I try to combine it. Going on a morning walk is sunlight exposure and also the movement. I'm lucky I have time right now because I'm a student, but I like to go on a 30 to 45 minute walk and I have my first 4,000 to 5,000 steps in. And then on days that I go to the gym, I finish the workout with going on the treadmill for another 10 to 15 minutes. The third habit, which is also so important, is nutrition. I know that's also a topic that everybody is just shredding to pieces online, but again, people talk about it because it is so important. Those habits wouldn't be cliches if they weren't true. What I mean with a healthy nutrition is, for one, focus on your protein. And no, protein is not only for the people that want to get big, get muscles. We also need the protein for our muscle health. And studies have shown that the healthier your muscles are, the longer and the healthier you're gonna live. So that's what I'm saying. If you want a long and healthy life, eat your freaking protein, please. You don't have to track your food, you don't have to consume any protein powder. If you eat 3 meals a day, try to have at least 30 grams of protein per meal. That's already 90 grams. It's going to be way more than you're consuming right now, I can tell you. You're going to feel improvements already. All the products that are labeled with protein, you don't need that. Get eggs, beef, chicken, any kind of meat, fish. And not only the protein is important. If you want to feel your best, try to consume mostly whole foods. What are whole foods? Whole foods is everything that grows on the ground, grows on a tree, or had a mom and dad, like any kind of animal. Not the processed food where you don't even know what's in there. So regarding nutrition, try to focus on high protein and whole foods. Of course, the amount of calories is also important. Today, I don't want to talk about gaining weight, losing weight, or all that. All these habits I'm talking about are important to you no matter what your goal is. Gain muscle, lose fat, body recomposition. Even if you don't want to change anything about the way your body looks, you will want to implement those habits to change the way you feel. Last but not least, I want to talk about a fourth habit, which is education. And with that, I don't mean school, I don't mean college, I don't mean work. I mean educate yourself outside of your work, outside of your studies. And again, I know every person has a different life, which is filled with some kind of work. Sometimes you don't have the time or the brain capacity to learn even more. But truly, so much changed in my life when I decided to listen to podcasts that are educational or read books that are educational. If you don't have the brain capacity, that's one thing. Saying you don't have time, that's a lie. Because how many hours do you spend on TikTok? How many hours do you watch Netflix? Be honest to yourself, and if you want to change something and you want to learn more about life, about being healthy, about being the best version of yourself, you have to invest time by listening to podcasts, reading books, listen to audiobooks, whatever works the best for you. If your excuse is that you don't have time to listen to an educational podcast, listen to the podcast while walking. Listen to the podcast while in the gym. Yes, that may sound weird, but I sometimes listen to podcasts while I'm training. For one, I'm sick of all my music. I listen to music so much when walking, running, in the gym. I'm just sick of it. So sometimes I switch it up and listen to a podcast. And why is this so important? If you start to listen to, let's say, podcasts with doctors or scientists that talk about what is beneficial for your health and all, you're going to gather all the information and it's going to make it so much easier to implement all those habits because you just know they're good for you. That is also something that worked so well for me because I spend a lot of time in my head, in my thoughts. When you listen to a podcast, you don't think that much, you just listen. And it kind of feels like the inner voice is talking to you. And if this inner voice is a podcast who says how healthy it is for you to move, eat specific foods, you're going to start believing that more and more, and that's going to make it so much easier for you to stick to those habits. Those are the 4 habits that I started implementing into my life. I mean, there is a lot more you can do to improve your life, but that's overwhelming. I'm not gonna talk about supplements. I'm not gonna talk about the optimal time of consuming food for your energy levels or caffeine or even sleep. I mean, sleep is so important, but I did not talk about it because, to be honest, I sleep so much better since I started doing those things that I just talked about. If you move your body more throughout the day, you're gonna be more tired during the night. If you eat healthy foods, you have energy throughout the day and you get tired towards the night. That's how the circadian rhythm works. If you just implement a few of those habits, trust me, it is going to change your life. And please leave a comment down below. I want to know what habits you're going to implement. And yes, keep me updated. I'm interested in that. If you want to hear more about lifestyle and health and fitness, hit me up. I'm here for you. Please like and subscribe. It helps me out very much. And I will see you the next time.